Good morning, children. In the last session, we discussed about the earthquakes, waves generated by earthquakes, and movement of tectonic plates. This and all we saw in the last session. In this session, I will give some glance or outline about that concept, and then we will move into the new concept. So, in the last session or in the last video, we discussed about the earthquake and the waves generated or created by the earthquakes. So from we are now here. So in this session we are going to discuss about the volcanoes and its destructive effects and constructive effects. So these are the two things we are going to discuss in this session and in this video. So just to glance up and bring the continuation of the concept. So I am moving or getting it from the previous concepts. So this was the concept that we discussed in the last session. So just I am giving a outline of that concept. So earthquake means it's a sudden vibration that happened or created in the Earth's interior and outer layer of the Earth surface. That is known as earthquake, or that is travel that sudden vibrations that happen through the any kind of medium or any kind of sources, that is known as earthquake. So the point of origin of earthquake is called a focus. That means the first initial stage or where the earthquake starting, it's known as hypocenter. So that is also called as focus. So when the earthquake starts here and in the interior of the earth and straight to the above of the land surface, that region is known as epicenter. So epicenter is a point on the earth surface that lies directly above the focus. That means focus is the point of origin of earth. So this is the point of origin of earthquake. This is known as hypocenter, and straight above the point of origin of focus or hypocenter, there is a epicenter which creates on the earth surface of the layer of the earth. So that is known as epicenter. This and all we discussed in the last video and in the last session. So just for a glance I am doing this. So these are the different waves created by earthquakes: primary waves, S waves, seismic waves. So seismic waves is a important wave. From that only these three different waves are created. So focus means this is a earthquake where the originates. That is known as focus center. So from the focus point or the origin of the earth, straight away or straight to the surface of the land where it affects or creates any vibration and damages or causes to the land surface, that is known as epicenter. So this is here. This is the focus origination of earthquake, and straight above the land surface that creates any damage or causes to the land surface, that is known as epicenter. So this is to again remain back what we started and now where we are. So up to this we completed earthquake and its seismic waves and different epicenter, hypocenter, and all we saw in the earthquake concept. Now we are moving to the volcanoes. The new concept that we are going to discuss in this session is volcanoes. This is the last concept of the first lesson in geography, volcanoes and its different types, and what the effect that created by the volcanoes that and all are going to discuss in this session. Volcanoes and its different types of volcanoes and effects of volcanoes. That's the two things or two concepts that we are going to discuss in this slide. So before we are moving to the concept of volcanoes and the effects of volcanoes, before that we'll see the concept of tsunami or tsunami. So as I said in the earlier concept, earthquakes can be recorded or which can be measured in a meter or a device which is been invented by a CF Richter, that is known as Richter scale. We can measure the intensity or speed or it's a distraction that created by the earthquake during the earthquakes. The instrument which records the earthquake waves is called a seismograph. So instrument or device is important questions. They may ask in the 1 marks also. Instrument which records the earthquake waves dash. So answer will be seismograph. So instrument or any device which is used to measure the earthquake waves is called a seismograph or seismometer. Study of earthquakes is known as seismology, or branch of study of earthquake is called a seismology. So this is the concept or answer for the question number 4 in 4th block. The word tsunami is a Japanese term meaning harbor waves. Tsunami means it's a waves that came from the harbor. That is known as meaning for tsunami. So why they have given this tsunami? The term means it's a waves that are caused or created by the earthquakes in a sea. That's why they have given this term, or they adapted this term for waves in a Japanese tsunami. So not only the tsunami waves are created by earthquakes, but also the submarine explosions and the landslides. Landslide means it's a lofty and high land surfaces get slided. That is known as landslides. Submarine explosions is a navigable ships that flow under the ocean. That is known as submarines, which may get exploded or bursted. So due to that also the waves or sea waves can be created. For these three things, earthquakes, submarine explosions, landslides, sea waves can occur. So due to these three incidents, sea waves can cause. So that's why they have commonly given the name as a tsunami. The tsunami waves or the sea waves travel at a great speed, more than 500 km per hour. So this tsunami waves will travel at a speed of 500 km per hour. So for 1 hour, they travel at a speed of 500 km per hour. And its length of the wave exceeds 600 kilometers. The distance or the length of the wave is 600 kilometers. These waves reach to a height of more than a 15 meter near the seashore. So when the sea waves created by earthquakes, submarine explosions and landslides, the height of the waves may be created near to the seashore or near to the beaches is around a 15-meter height. Sea waves created by earthquakes and submarine explosions and the landslides, they may reach or they come out near the seashore or beaches at the height of 15 meters, and they are capable or they are able to distract whatever that is near to the coastal plains or coastal areas. So with this, the concept of earthquake and tsunami is been ends. Now we move to the concept of new concept, that is volcanoes. Volcano is a vent or an opening on the surface of the earth crust, through which hot, solid, liquid and gaseous material magma erupt out to the surface from the earth's interior. So you can see in the image. So volcano is nothing but from the interior of the earth crust layer, there is a substance which looks like in the three different forms: liquid, solid and gaseous, that comes out. So see this is the magma. So magma erupt out to the surface. So magma, it is in the crust layer which comes out. This is known as vent. This way, this state way which you can see is the vent, or this is the through which air or gaseous materials, liquid materials, solid material which can be erupted through this way. This is known as magma region, and through this is a vent. Through this vent only all the liquid, solid, gaseous materials will be come out from the interior of the earth. That is known as volcanoes. Magma rises up and ejects on the surface as lava. So inside the crust layer, the magma is in the crust layer. Magma consists, and it comes out when it comes out through the vent, through this pipe-like shape, through this region when it comes as a lava. So inside the earth, magma is known as magma in the earth, and when it comes out of the vent region and it reaches the land surface of the earth, it is called as lava. Volcanoes are formed when plates move apart. So how the volcanoes are created or formed means, as we saw in the last 2-3 sessions on the slides. So due to the movement of plate tectonics and continental movement of plates. So due to the plate tectonics and movement of continents, due to that action or that forces, volcanoes are formed. Volcanoes generally have the following major components. So volcanoes having the general components such as magma chamber, vent, and volcanic cone and crater. So these are the 4 different components which almost all volcanoes will have. First one is magma chamber. So see this is the magma chamber, a large pole of liquid rock found beneath the surface of the earth. So magma chamber is nothing but a large pole of liquid. Large pole of liquid means it's like a water bed or a water which present in the layers of air. Just like that, a pole of liquid means it's an area which is covered with a liquid rock. So magma is nothing but a liquid rock. Magma chamber or magma is nothing but a liquid rock found beneath means under the crust layer of the earth, that is known as magma chamber. Vents and openings serving as an outlet for air, smoke, fumes, magma, etc. So vent is nothing but it's just like a pipeline from the beneath or under the crust layer. So through that way, or it's a path, a magma chamber or any kind of smoke, fumes, or whatever it's in a liquid form or solid form, it will come out. It's like a route, it's a pipeline. So vent is just like a pipeline through which magma or smoke, fumes will come out from the volcanoes. That is known as vent. So volcanic cone, a landform built by the magma ejected from the vent in the shape of a cone. So see this. So this is like a cone shape. This also looks like a cone shape. So inside the crust layer, magma liquid which floats and it comes out through the vent and forms a shape in a cone shape. That is known as volcanic cone. Crater. So crater, see this crater. This is the region of crater. It's almost just like a bowl shape. It's a bowl like a cup shape. So crater, a bowl-shaped depression found at the top of the volcano through which magma flows out. So through the vent, magma comes out and settles for a few seconds in a crater region. Crater region is nothing but a bowl shape. It's like almost like a U-shaped structure that is created in the crater or top of the volcano. That is known as crater. Through that way only the magma that comes out through the vent and converts or changes into a lava. So with that, different major components of volcano ends. Now we are seeing the volcanoes are classified based on the periodicity of eruptions. Eruptions means how they get ejected or comes out through the vent. So based on the periodicity of volcanoes or eruptions, volcanoes are classified into active volcano, dormant volcano, and extinct volcano. So the term for the term volcano is derived or comes out from the Latin term Vulcan, so which is the name of a Roman god. So volcano or Vulcan means in Roman it's a god of fire. That's why the Romans gave this term as volcano. Now we will move to the different types of volcanoes based on their eruptions and ejections of magma, and finally into the lava form. So this is the answer for block number 6, question number 3. This all 3 different types of volcano. So active volcanoes are those which constantly eject or erupt the volcanic lava, gases, and fragmented materials. So in United States or in USA, there is a active volcano. So active volcanoes usually they constantly eject and erupt and they throw away the lava, gases, and other different solid materials. So this is the active volcano which is found in USA, Mount St. Helens. So this is the active volcano found in the USA. It's constantly and continuously eject or erupts the liquid substance and gaseous substance or solid substance which is come out from this earth beneath. That is known as active volcano. So these volcanoes will be active throughout the year and they eject or erupt the volcanic substances like lava, gases, and other solid materials. That is known as active volcano. So next type of volcano is dormant volcano or sleeping volcano. Dormant means sleeping or simply sitting away. That is known as, or sleeping. That is known as dormant. Dormant means a simple term or simple meaning for dormant is sleeping. Sleeping means what we will do? We will not do anything. Simply we will lie down and sleep. That is known as dormant. Volcanoes that do not show any sign of volcanic activity for a long period of time are known as dormant volcanoes. So dormant volcano or sleeping volcanoes, they will not show or any sign of eruption or ejection activities throughout a long period. That is known as dormant volcanoes. Dormant volcanoes are nothing but for a long period or they don't do any ejection activity or eruption process. That is known as dormant volcanoes. Sometimes these dormant volcanoes they do sudden explosion. So dormant volcanoes at any time we can't expect that will explode or burst and that will create unimaginable losses to the life and property. So the dormant volcanoes are found in Japan. So this is the dormant volcano and it's also a tourist spot in Japan. See this, tourists are visiting these volcanoes. So this remains silent and this will not show any sign of volcanic eruptions and ejections from the interior of the earth. But anytime or suddenly it get explode or burst and it will do the eruptions and ejection process. So next type of volcano is extinct or dead volcano. When a volcano permanently stops its volcanic activity, then it is called a extinct or dead volcano. Dead volcano or extinct volcano means volcanoes which does not eject or erupt any kind of lava, gases or any substances from the interior of the earth layer. That is known as dead volcano. They don't do any disturbances. That is known as dead or extinct volcano. Example for dead volcano is Tanzania. Kilimanjaro, there is a place in Tanzania. So there you can find a dead volcano or extinct volcano. See this. This is very silent and calm. So there is no life for this volcano. This will not erupt at any time or any case. So volcanoes can be also classified based on their structure and composition as composite volcano, shield volcano, and dome volcano. So volcanoes can also be classified based on their structure. So still they are classifying the volcanoes into different types based on their structure and composition. They are composite volcano, shield volcano, and dome volcano. Composite volcano, shield volcano, and dome volcano. So this is how the image you can have for your reference. Composite volcano, how it erupts and ejects. See, this is a shield volcano, and different types of tectonic plate boundaries you can see in this image that I explained already. Hotspot, asthenosphere, lithosphere, oceanic crust. This image covers almost everything about this lesson. Just have a look into this. These images are not given in your textbook. For additional reference, I have added this kind of references and images. So now we see the other or the further classification of volcanoes based on their composition and structure. Composite volcano. Composite volcano, also known as stratovolcano, is a conical volcano built by many layers of hardened lava, pumice, and volcanic ash. So composite volcano is also known as stratovolcano. The composite volcanoes are built or formed by the many layers of hardened lava which came out from the interior of the earth. And pumice is nothing but a small piece of whole solid rocks which came out of the interior of the earth, and ashes which ejected or erupted from the volcanic process, that is known as composite volcano. These are commonly found in Pacific Ocean. So this composite volcano or stratovolcano is commonly found in the Pacific Ocean borders, especially in this composite volcano is found in Japan. So next type of volcano is volcanic dome. A lava dome or volcanic dome is roughly a circular mound formed due to the slow ejection of viscous lava from a volcano. So dome means this is a heart shaped. See this heart shaped volcano. So that this is called as volcanic dome. So lava which comes out of the interior of the earth and which forms a dome shape, that is known as volcanic dome, and the continuous ejection of viscous lava. Viscous lava means a liquid which get sticky. So viscous means a substance which will get stick with the other layers of the surface of the volcano, that is known as viscous. As the lava is rich in silica with intense viscosity, it is prevented from flowing far from its vent. So due to the presence of a rich silica in the viscosity, it will not flow far from its volcanic eruptions and its surroundings. That is known as volcanic dome. So this kind of volcanic dome are found in the Mexico. So this is found in Mexico. The next type of volcano is shield volcano. Shield volcanoes are formed by intense viscous lava. So these shield volcanoes are formed by the sticky material which comes out or erupted by the volcanoes. Due to that substance or material, the shield volcanoes are formed. These are shallow depositions with gently sloping sides. So see, these shield volcanoes are formed like a cone shaped and some viscous lava substances which continuously comes out. So like this, like a cone shaped and having a bowl in the edge or top of the volcano, the lavas will comes out continuously or in a shallow region, that is known as shield volcanoes. Hence the lava flows out in all directions to create a shield. Shield means a protection around the surroundings of the volcano, that is known as shield. So this kind of shield volcanoes are found in USA. So now we will move to the Next concept, that is the distribution of earthquakes and volcanoes. Distribution of earthquakes and volcanoes. This is the answer for question number 4. Answer for question number 8 in 4th block. Distribution of earthquakes and volcanoes. Most earthquakes and volcanic eruptions do not strike randomly but occur along the plate boundaries. So almost all the earthquakes, volcanoes of the happen especially in the Pacific regions or in the plate boundaries. So these are the plate boundaries. See this. See this. These are the boundaries of plate boundaries. These are boundaries of plate boundaries. The earthquakes and volcanoes will not occur or strike randomly in any places, but they occur or they will create damage, especially near to the plate boundaries. So these are known as plate boundaries. These are known as plate boundaries. In these regions, earthquakes and volcanoes frequently or very randomly it will occur, but not in the land surfaces. These regions it will not occur. It's a very rare here, but so it will occur very near to the plate boundaries. So one such area is the circum-Pacific ring of fire, where the Pacific plate meets many plates surrounding. So Pacific ring of fire means it's a area or location, many plate boundaries which will meet at once. That is known as ring of fire. So in the Pacific Ocean, Pacific Ocean surrounded by many plate boundaries, that region is known as ring of fire. They will meet at any time and they will create earthquakes and volcanoes. That is known as Pacific ring of fire. The ring of fire is the most seismically and volcanically active zone in the world. So this is the region or area where most volcanoes and earthquakes will occur. See this, and also see this boundary, plate tectonic boundaries. This is the Pacific Ocean. In this region, boundaries are covered with different continents and plates. Here the earthquakes and volcanoes will occur, with causing more damage to the nearby lands and populations. Now we move to the end of the lesson, effect of volcanoes. So volcanoes having two different types of effects. One is constructive, and this is almost a advantageous effects, and this is a disadvantageous effects. So volcano materials enrich the soil fertility that promotes agriculture activity. So any materials or substance which comes out of the volcanoes, they are very fertile and which promotes the agriculture activity. So substances or material which comes out of or erupted from the volcanoes, they are very fertile substances and sources that can be used, or in that region we can do agriculture activities and that will give more yield to the agriculture production. The hot volcanic region helps in generating geothermal energy. So the near to the volcanoes, that regions are very hot and very arid. So in that region we can generate a geothermal energy. With the high temperature land surfaces near to the volcanoes, we can generate geothermal energy. So next constructive effect of volcanoes is many dormant and active volcanoes are most attractive tourist spots of the world. Most of the volcanic materials are used as a building materials. So the second effect of constructive effect of volcanoes is volcanoes like dormant and active volcanoes in modern day, they are attracts the tourists and they becomes a famous tourist spots, and this generates income for that locations and that country. So and also the volcanic materials are also used, or materials or substance which erupted or ejected from the volcanoes, they are used for building and construction purposes. So these are the constructive and advantages effects of volcanoes. This is now we are going to see the destructive effects or disadvantage effects of Volcanoes. Volcanic eruptions causes earthquakes, fast floods, mudslide, rockfall. So the volcanoes, eruptions or ejections causes or creates earthquakes, fast floods, and like landslides. They will create a mudslides, and also there is a rockfall from the near surroundings to the volcanoes. So, and also one more destructive effect about the volcano is the lava which is been ejected from the volcano that travel very fast and burn or bury the create more damage near to the path where or it the way it lava is moving surrounded by volcanoes, it will cause more damage and burn the whatever it is path, and it goes of direction it moves, it will creates more damage to the environment. Next destructive effect is the large amount of dust and ash makes breathing hard and irritable. So the ashes and dust which comes out from the volcanoes, which creates a breathing problem and more irritation for breathing and other respiratory problems. So volcanic eruptions can alter the weather conditions and disturb the transport. So the volcanic eruptions of ejections can disturb the weather conditions and also disturb the transport facilities and transport infrastructure. So with this, the first lesson of geography 9th standard ends. So this is the answer for 1 marks from first block to match the following and statement and reasoning assertions. Remaining brief and detailed questions I have marked in the each and every videos. So watch the videos carefully, mark the answers in the textbook, and then start answering. So with this session ends, we will see the remaining things in the next section.